Now on 4 News Now at 6, Washington gun shop owners frustrated over several new gun laws. Why one woman says the new measures can help save lives.
You can leave your jackets at home. It is warming up across the inland Northwest, the warmest weather of the season. I'll let you know when we could hit 70 degrees for the first time in your First Alert forecast.
Critical programs and support staff for the Lakeland School District are on the chopping block as the school deals with a budget crisis. Why the district says a no on 2 new levies could impact student safety. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
With the stroke of a pen, it is now illegal to sell assault weapons in Washington, and there is now a 10-day waiting period for all new firearms purchases. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
And I'm Aaron Luna. Mixed response tonight. Some gun shop owners are frustrated with this law, while a Spokane woman says this new measure could save lives. Peter Choi in studio with reaction to the new laws. Peter.
Yeah, I spoke to a local mental health resource center executive director today who tells me suicide hits too close to home. She says she welcomes this new measure because it could save people's lives.
I think it'd have a big impact in prevention of suicide.
About 8 years ago, Chantel Liskey lost her mother to suicide. Although she says it wasn't by firearm, she says it would have been different if her mother had more time.
So why is 10-day waiting period so important for someone experiencing suicidal thoughts?
10 days could give them that time to come out of that crisis, to remember the reasons they want to live, to be reminded of the things that they have to live for.
State has gone too far again on this 10-day waiting period.
A local gun shop owner, Jeremy Ball, says people who are suicidal will likely find illegal ways around the 10-day waiting period.
A lot of times people will steal firearms or make other illegal actions in order to obtain them for suicidal purposes. And 10 days in someone's mind may not stop that process, and so all you're doing is creating an inconvenience to everybody else on earth.
He says lawmakers should take a different approach, like mandatory reporting.
You need to have the ability for those things to be turned on and off, and for people who have their rights wrongfully suspended under these measures, they need to have a process in which they are to be made whole in that.
Think about what if there was some sort of intervention? What if there was a period when she could have called someone?
The 10-day waiting period for all gun purchases takes effect January 1st in 2024. And the CDC reports more than 75% of gun deaths in Washington are suicides. In studio tonight, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
Peter, thank you. Besides the 10-day waiting period, Governor Inslee signed 2 other gun control bills.
One of which bans the sale of assault weapons. Critics of the law, including Spokane County Sheriff John Knowles, say lawmakers need to readjust their focus to the mental health crisis, saying that is what's driving these shootings. It's important to note the bill does not ban the possession of assault weapons. Gun advocates have vowed to challenge the bill in court, arguing the ban violates the Second Amendment. The third bill would hold gun manufacturers and sellers responsible for their weapons falling into the wrong hands. Well, this is a big change, and we talked a little bit about it yesterday, but we are approaching 70 degrees for the first time this year across the inland Northwest.
I don't even know how I'm supposed to act when it's 70 degrees, and I hear there's a chance it could even be higher. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker.
Well, we are going to start our big warm-up tomorrow, getting close to 70 degrees. We have a 5% chance tomorrow, 15% chance Thursday, but really we're looking toward the weekend to hit that 70-degree or higher mark. Actually, as early as Friday, we have an 84% chance of 70 degrees or warmer, 100% on Saturday. The odds go down rather dramatically. Once we start talking 80s, the odds are not in our favor, but we'll make a run for it at least. We'll be in the upper 70s both Saturday and again on Sunday. In the short term, we did hit 60 degrees for a high today. It was 70 at Omak, 66 in Lewiston, still in the 50s in Pullman and Sandpoint. 60 is exactly average for Spokane on this day. We have plenty of clouds around the region right now, but they're starting to thin out a little bit as we approach sunset. Should be a pretty sunset around the region, and those clouds will be back tomorrow. Here's a look at your evening forecast. We'll be dropping into the 40s by 11 o'clock with partial clearing. We'll be in and out of the clouds tonight. I will let you know what kind of weather is coming along with those warm temperatures in your 7-day forecast. That's in just a few minutes. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. Eastern Washington Representative Kathy McMorris Rodgers is demanding the Department of Veterans Affairs shut down its computerized medical records program.
The computer system is said to have been connected to delays in care for veterans and has been plagued with technical issues. Last year, the electronic health record system, developed by Oracle Cerner and used by VA hospitals in Spokane and Walla Walla, had to be shut down when an Army veteran logged into her account and found someone else's medical records.
Congresswoman McMorris Rodgers released a statement saying, in part, quote, "The Oracle Cerner electronic health record system has been a complete failure. It has caused serious harm to patients, devastated morale amongst employees and providers, and created a crisis of confidence for veterans." The announcement comes days after the Department of Veterans Affairs announced future development of the program will be halted indefinitely. To read the full statement, look for this story on KXLY.com. Washington lawmakers now have until July to agree on drug possession laws in the state. Otherwise, drug possession will go uncriminalized, and it will be up to local jurisdictions to enforce ordinances of their own.
Local elected officials are already having conversations about the next step if lawmakers can't come to an agreement by July. Tonight at 6, Bronte Saratsky joins us in studio with what's next. Bronte.
Well, Aaron, Kirsten, a plan to address public drug use in Spokane was revived in March. However, with this July deadline nearby, jurisdictions like Spokane Valley say they'll do what it takes to keep public drug use illegal.
We had asked the state to enforce drug use and drug possession. Seeing as that didn't happen, we will be taking matters into our own hands.
The clock is ticking for local jurisdictions to come up with public drug use ordinances of their own. That's because on Sunday, lawmakers rejected a bill to make the possession and use of hard drugs a gross misdemeanor. In 2021, lawmakers agreed to make drug possession a misdemeanor temporarily following the Blake decision. That law expires July 1st, and without a new law to take its place, cities could have to come up with ordinances of their own, something Spokane Valley is now focused on.
We're not going to go without laws in the city of Spokane Valley regarding drug use and drug possession.
Spokane County Sheriff John Knowles says if cities have to come up with ordinances of their own, he hopes cities within the county can come up with a cohesive plan.
So at a minimum, I would like to see all of the jurisdictions that the Spokane County Sheriff's Office has law enforcement responsibility for to at least have similar laws. That will make life easier on my deputies, on our personnel.
Knowles says he's dismayed by this outcome, that lawmakers couldn't work together to come up with a solution.
We know that we can come up with a local solution that is effective, although that's not probably the best for the state. So again, I'm a little disappointed in how it played out, but I understand how we got there.
Well, there could still be a way out of this. Governor Inslee could call a special legislative session in the coming weeks, giving lawmakers more time to come up with a solution. Live in studio, Bronte Saratsky, 4 News Now.
Bronte, thank you. Well, you're looking at more than 100 pounds of illegal drugs and several weapons seized in a trafficking bust in north central Washington last week. The drugs include fentanyl-laced pills, methamphetamine, heroin, cocaine, seized when a series of federal search warrants were served at homes in rural Okanogan County near Oroville. The U.S. Attorney's Office says several people have been indicted on conspiracy to distribute and other related drug trafficking charges. Still ahead, President Joe Biden has announced he is running for a second term.
His strategy to win 4 more years in the White House coming up. And a Spokane Valley Park is getting a multi-million-dollar makeover. What Balfour Park will look like once it's all done. Next on 4 News Now at 6.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
Save your green at Jennifer's.
Money Sense, brought to you by Washington Trust Bank.
Let's talk healthy spending habits, because I know I'm always working to elevate my spending and saving habits, and I'm sure others are too. Tracy, what can we all do to make sure we're on the right track?
I think, Michaela, that it's just really important to know where you are, to really truly look at what money is coming in and what money is going out. Do a true evaluation of those expenses, and if you do, that will really help your bottom line budget and help you increase your savings.
I personally have found it most effective when I identify my good and bad spending habits.
Most definitely. I think it's easy for us just to go along and spend money as we do, but if we stop and truly evaluate those spending habits, like where is our money going? How are we spending it? And if we're truly looking at that and trying to make some positive change, that will definitely affect your budget and your bottom line savings.
Home. It's both a place and a feeling. At yours, you strive to make new memories. Create traditions, share stories, find the fun, embrace the surprises, and celebrate moments big and small. Memories are made at home, in every room, in every moment. Make your house feel like home at the Tin Roof.
This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups or get $2,250 total cash allowance on a 2023 Silverado with a turbo high output engine. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
With prices of natural gas and propane skyrocketing, your heating bill is getting out of control. But before you turn down the heat, give the experts at Bill's Heating and Air a call. They have the latest in dual fuel technology to keep your family comfortable and utility bills low. And there's never been a better time to upgrade because now every furnace purchase comes with a free AC or heat pump. So call Bill's Heating today to get your free heat pump while supplies last.
We got piles of dirt, there's construction equipment there. It's a large plot of land in Spokane Valley. Soon it will become the new state-of-the-art Balfour Park, complete with the playground equipment, an amphitheater, and it's going to have a splash pad. Sounds pretty cool.
Oh yeah, the expansion project has been in the works for a long time, 10 years, and now it's finally showing some progress. 4 News Now's Natalie Grant joins us live tonight from Spokane Valley. And Natalie, when can residents finally get to enjoy this space?
Well, Kirsten, Aaron, still an absolutely gorgeous day out here. The sun is starting to go down a little bit, but it's still shining. Temperatures are still nice. It is sure nice to be out here without those big winter jackets. Just a great day to be outside. But soon, Spokane Valley kids and families will have a new space to enjoy beautiful days like this at Balfour Park, which you can see is right behind me, or at least the dirt piles of it here. It looks like this right now, but soon it'll be the space that is consisting of a playground equipment, splash pad, amphitheater, a veterans memorial, and lots of green space for everyone to enjoy. This project has been in the works for 10 years now, as you mentioned, and it was expected to break ground last spring, but it was delayed to this spring due to some unanticipated high material costs. Now, the construction will be done in 2 phases. Phase 1, which is underway right now, and phase 2 is expected to tentatively start in 2024. It'll add things like the splash pads, sport courts, amphitheater, and more. But the city says it will all come down to funding. Now, speaking with Spokane park goers today, they say investments in outdoor recreation spaces like this is something they're excited to see in their community, especially when it is in conjunction with the new library that's being built right next door.
Go to the library usually at least once a week, so it could make it a double type thing where we can go to the library, we can go to the park, maybe do lunch at the park, and make it a 2 for 1.
Now, right now, the total cost for the 5.6 acre project is almost $5 million. The original estimate of this project was closer to $3 million, but inflation did change that. Now, as I mentioned, this plot of land will also be home to Spokane Valley's new public library, which, as you can see behind me here, is starting to take shape there. I spoke with some library officials today who say that it will be open in the next couple months here. By June, they say it'll be open to the public, and we'll for sure let you know as soon as we learn more about those opening dates here. We're reporting live in Spokane Valley tonight. Natalie Grant, 4 News Now.
Thank you, Natalie. And boy, do we have some good park weather coming. Tomorrow, temperatures will reach the 70s in 9 Mile, Meade, downtown, and Spokane Valley, running a bit above average. We still have to wait a few days to hit 70 officially in Spokane, but I don't think you'll mind. A mix of sun and clouds tomorrow with a high of 68. I'll be back with your warm 7-day forecast after the break.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Fred's Appliance.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see.
Shopko Optical welcomes more insurance plans than ever. Call to book an exam and verify coverage.
Chicago. Celebrating 25 years of Broadway Razzle Dazzle. The Associated Press calls Chicago the most entertaining musical of the decade. Paint the town again with Chicago the Musical.
May 13th and 14th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Visit BroadwaySpokane.com.
If you have a vehicle you no longer need, you can give it new purpose through Union Gospel Mission. Simply go to ugmmotors.org or call 509-327-HELP to schedule a pickup. Your donation gives people like Tyler food, shelter, job training, and the opportunity for a whole new life. Be a driver of change. Donate your vehicle to Union Gospel Mission.
My parents started their first dealership in Coeur d'Alene in 1983. They took pride in being locally owned and work hard to help this great community we call home.
Now, 3 generations later, we're still proud to be one of the last locally owned Subaru dealerships, and we're working harder than ever to give back to the community that has supported us all these years.
Because we're looking forward to being your local family Subaru dealer for generations to come.
Injured in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Call Russell & Hill, attorneys at law, where real people with real injuries get real results. Injured in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Get real results. Get Russell & Hill.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Schedule your comprehensive eye exam at shopko.com or bring in your outside prescription.
The layer of clouds over the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area is thinning just in time for sunset. The view has improved quite a bit just in the last hour. In Coeur d'Alene, it's 59 degrees and mostly cloudy. Still overcast in Spokane, but again, it is thinned enough to make for a very pretty sky over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. It is 60 degrees. That has been our high today, and that is exactly average. We're heading to above average temperatures in the forecast. Tonight, 40 for an overnight low with partly cloudy skies. No sign of a frost in Spokane for the next 7 days. 68 for a high tomorrow. That will be the warmest day of the season so far. 63 has been our high so far this year. Again, a mix of sun and clouds. You may wake up with the overcast at your house, but it will not be around for long. Here's our warming trend over the next 7 days. It is going to peak on Saturday, awfully close to 80 degrees, but I don't think we'll quite get there. It's not out of the question, but the odds are definitely toward the 70s. We'll stay in the 70s through Sunday, take a brief dip, and then we are back into the 70s for Tuesday. This white line down here is our average high, and that is down in the lower 60s. I'm going to be talking a little bit about the month of April and how few days we actually made it to average or above in the next half hour. In the meantime, we have got high pressure that is taking over our forecast. On Friday, it is going to be asserting itself in full force. showers, and that will stay with us through at least Saturday and most of Sunday before we'll start to see some changes. In the meantime, however, fairly weak ridging, and that is going to allow some clouds in. Here's a look at our forecast radar. Starting off at our current time, we'll see things clear out a little bit tonight, and then more clouds moving in the overnight. Here's 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, and we will be seeing that veil of stratus clouds. Precipitation staying north of the border, however, and then we may clear out just a little bit as we get into the afternoon. Overnight lows tonight will be in the 30s and 40s around the region, with high temperatures tomorrow. A lot of 70s on the map just because we're in the 60s. 76 in Grand Coulee, 75 in Moses Lake, as well as in Lewiston. 70 tomorrow in Colville, and 70. Did I mention 73 in Omak? That's awesome. Here's a look at your planning forecast. Plan for more and more sunshine as we get closer to the weekend. Pretty lucky to put together this kind of forecast on Saturday and Sunday. Then we cool down a little bit for the start of the work week, still above average, and a slight chance of showers. Actually, that arrives late on Sunday. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. Well, several states in the Midwest are preparing for potential flooding along the Mississippi River.
Experts say water is rising in some areas as record amounts of snow will begin to melt. CNN's Laura Aguirre has more on how residents are protecting their towns.
People need help, so we're glad to get down here and lend a hand.
In states like Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa, people are pitching in to keep the mighty Mississippi River at bay. In Fountain City, Wisconsin, the coming hours will test their efforts.
The water is going to crest. We're predicting Tuesday night, so we have more water on the way.
Recent warm temperatures across the upper Midwest are melting snow and swelling the river. Some rural areas and waterfront parks are already underwater. The river is at 19 feet in Lake City, Minnesota, the highest point since 2001.
Now the concern is getting up, when do you pull the trailers? Does it happen, at 19 and a half, 20?
Residents here are preparing to move their homes to higher ground, not knowing when they might be able to return.
I'm concerned about my neighbors and my friends.
The river is not expected to crest in parts of Wisconsin and Iowa until later this week or even into next, meaning many towns may see flooded areas and washed out roads for days.
If there are roads that have been barricaded or blocked off, to not drive around those barricades and to never cross roads that are flooded.
For now, filling sandbags and helping neighbors will continue.
Seeing the way the community gets together and just finds out what they need to do and does it is really great to see.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Still ahead, a school budget crisis for Lakeland schools. The job's on the line if voters strike down the district's 2 separate levies.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
If you've been looking for a new vehicle in the current market, you may be hearing things like extra charges, added accessories, or second sticker.
Not at Coeur d'Alene Honda. We make it easy.
We'll keep you posted till your new Honda arrives, give you a fair value for your trade, and give you a lifetime warranty at no additional cost to you.
Well, that was easy. Come meet the team and purchase your next vehicle at Coeur d'Alene Honda.
And don't forget about our lifetime warranty.
Call today for our available inventory and check out our website at cdahonda.com.
Winning the $56,000 Fred's appliance upgrade at Northern Quest could change a lot about your kitchen. But eating your feelings in front of the fridge at 2 a.m.? Oof, that's still on you. Don't miss the $56,000 appliance upgrade at Northern Quest every Thursday in April. Get 1 free entry daily with your Camus Rewards card and play for even more. Details at northernquest.com.
I just don't think STCU could handle us. We've grown a lot.
Can I be frank with you? Not just because that's my name. Now, we've upgraded our tools, team, and bring a fresh perspective.
So what's your pitch?
Slow down a bit. Growth's great, but uncontrolled growth, now that can be dangerous.
And how could growth be bad?
You ever seen a 6-foot-tall third grader sitting on Santa's lap? It's weird.
This is some sort of reverse psychology.
You can't drive 80 miles per hour down a highway that's not finished. You don't want to
eat a grilled cheese.
I would have stopped at the first one.
I didn't know where I was going with that anyways.
I get your point, but I don't need STCU to help us slow down.
True, but we're happy to offer strategy and advice until you do need us. Sometimes, what's best for you doesn't boost our bottom line.
Sounds like STCU actually cares.
We do. All right, 3, 2, 1. Feel like we've had a breakthrough here today. STCU Business. Partner up.
This is how legends are made. Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups or get $22.50 total cash allowance on a 2023 Silverado with a turbo high output engine. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
4 News Now is brought to you by Floor & Home by Carpet One.
Around the nation tonight, President Joe Biden officially announced he is running for a second term.
The announcement comes exactly 4 years after he announced his first run for the Oval Office in 2020. The theme for his re-election, defending freedom. CNN's Phil Mattingly has this look at his strategy.
President Biden is officially in.
This is not a time to be complacent. That's why I'm running for re-election.
A short campaign-style video timed 4 years to the day after this 2020 campaign launch.
We have to remember who we are. This is America.
The launch heavily and intentionally featuring Vice President Kamala Harris and telegraphing a campaign strategy crafted to sharpen attacks on national Republicans.
Around the country, MAGA extremists are lining up to take on those bedrock freedoms.
The thread between Biden's 2020 and now 2024 runs is the animating force in Biden's decision to launch one final campaign, advisors say. Punctuate Tuesday afternoon in his first public remarks as a 2024 candidate to close union allies in Washington.
Our economic plan is working. We now have to finish the job, but there's more to do.
Biden's speech and his campaign video laying out the stakes and the roadmap for a 19-month clash that, based on current polling, appears headed toward a rematch with former President Donald Trump.
When I ran for president 4 years ago, I said we're in a battle for the soul of America, and we still are.
But Biden enters the race facing clear headwinds. Already the oldest president in U.S. history, the 80-year-old commander-in-chief facing widespread apathy about another run, even among Democrats. Trump and House Republicans have targeted Biden's family for investigations and have signaled a no-holds-barred battle ahead with an incumbent GOP operative see as particularly vulnerable. But with national Democrats publicly united behind his run, Biden set to tout a sweeping 2-year period of legislative success.
Under my predecessor, Infrastructure Week became a punchline. On my watch, infrastructure has become a decade headline. A decade.
And launch a barrage of attacks on Republicans focused on an unmistakable theory of the case.
Every generation of Americans has faced a moment when they have to defend democracy. Stand up for our personal freedom. Stand up for the right to vote and our civil rights. And this is our moment.
All driving toward completing the task he launched 4 years ago.
Let's finish this job. I know we can.
Singer, actor, and activist Harry Belafonte passed away at the age of 96. Best known for his iconic Banana Boat song, Belafonte sang his way into the hearts of millions beginning in the 1940s. Born in New York City in 1927 to immigrant parents, Belafonte spent much of his early life in Jamaica. Seeing his parents struggle left a lasting impression and fueled his passion for social justice.
Justice. Simple. Just justice. And I felt that since the earliest days of my real understanding of what it meant to be poor. Poverty clarified that for me.
That's one of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s closest confidants. He helped plan the March on Washington in 1963.
As artists and as human beings, we rejoice in the knowledge that human experience has no color.
Even into his 90s, the UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador continued to promote civil rights and peace. We have much more coming up tonight at 6:30.
Including what you can do to protect your mental health at work. Plus,
The Lakeland School District is going to voters once again for 2 levies. Ahead, we'll break down what jobs could be on the line.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
When it's time to protect your home, call Everhart Painting, Spokane's premier painting contractor. Everhart Painting takes care of every detail and backs the results with their industry-leading warranty. Call today and receive their spring special for $500 off. Everhart Painting, your exterior repaint specialist.
You've been hearing about it, and now we've got it at Post Falls Volkswagen, the ID4 electric SUV. This SUV has a space, warranty, technology that buyers want at a price that's competitive. The ID4 was engineered to win the hearts of SUV owners ready to go electric. With a quick charge and an EPA estimated range of 260 miles.
The Volkswagen ID4, now eligible for a $7,500 lease credit.
The ID4 electric SUV, see it at Post Falls Volkswagen.
Looking for some fun? Then come play for the day at the Coeur d'Alene Casino and discover new ways to win big inside the new Discovery Den, the first and only video game testing room in the U.S. with many of the top manufacturers in the world under one roof, where you get to play them first and decide which games stay and which ones don't. You will set the trends for the future of gaming, only at the Coeur d'Alene Casino.
Welcome home.
Is where you hang your hat, snuggle up, hide out. Home is where you're with the ones you love. Home isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. At Idaho Central Credit Union, we're proud to call our communities home. And we're here with personalized home loans to help make your home dreams come true. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe home is where you make it.
At Eastern Washington University, students and faculty work side by side to restore a lost prairie and decrease our carbon footprint. Composers are writing music to help us understand how salmon migrate. And urban and regional planning partners with cities to gather the data they need to reduce homelessness. An interdisciplinary education that gets real about the real world? That's the new thing. It isn't a tagline. It is Eastern Washington and you. Apply today at ewu.edu.
Do you have concrete floors that look like this? Let Everhart Painting floor coating specialists transform your floors with their multi-step coating system. The finished product is spectacular. Call Everhart Painting today and receive their spring special for $500 off. Everhart Painting, your painter for life.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Programs and staff in schools could be on the chopping block at the Lakeland Joint School District in Rathdrum. The district is once again asking voters to pass 2 levies.
Voters said no to the supplemental and plant facilities levies back in March. The supplemental levy is $9.52 million a year for 2 years. The plant facilities levy is $1.14 million. Our Vanessa Perez has what's at stake.
Standing inside the gym at the Lakeland High School, sports is just one of the areas that could see some major cuts if voters fail to pass the supplemental levy May 16th.
Live down. What's up, stud?
Officer John Hatcher keeps Lakeland High School secure and safe while building meaningful relationships with students.
How do you put a price on the safety of our children and our staff members here?
Without $9.52 million, Hatcher may have to say goodbye to walking these halls.
I don't do this job for the money. I do it because I love it.
The district has 4 armed guards and 3 school resource officers to keep students and staff safe. Their jobs not funded by the state.
To vote for the right thing to do. Our world is going to hell in a handbasket. We know that. And it's an unfortunate necessary that we're here.
Kim Manning's 4 grandchildren are in the district. She voted yes last time and will do the same next month.
I just really think that the schools need all the help they can get to keep up with the education and, the equipment.
Without the supplemental levy, all athletics, choir, and band could see changes.
We throw the number around, 9.52 million. That's a lot of people. 100 teachers is $7 million. So that just to put it into perspective.
The $1.14 million plant facility levy goes to maintaining buildings. The school board hasn't had conversations about what exactly will be cut, but if the community says no at the polls again, the district has a hard job ahead. Reporting in Rathdrum, Vanessa Perez, 4 News Now.
Also on May 16th, votes will decide the fate of hundreds of teachers and support staff in the Coeur d'Alene Public School District. The levy originally failed to pass last month, punching a $25 million a year hole in the school district's budget. Last week, the school board declared a financial emergency, revealing that Ramsey, Dalton, Bora, and Bryan elementary schools are on the short list of schools that could be shut down if the levy fails again. We want to hear from you on this topic. Head over to KXLY.com, where we have a form to submit your questions or concerns about the levy.
A new report released by North Idaho's College recently appointed attorney accuses the board of violating Idaho's open meetings law. The report was released this afternoon after a vote Monday night to nullify the contract of North Idaho College president Nick Swaney. Under the law, agreements for employment can't be held outside of or before a public meeting is held. Swaney was hired last June without the board holding a public meeting first. It was recommended that the board take up the violation within 2 weeks to formally recognize that violation. Swaney is still acting president and is now working without a contract. It's up to the college on whether to renegotiate a contract or dismiss him. The next meeting is scheduled for tomorrow night at 6 and will be held at the Edminster Student Union Building. The Northwest Commission on Colleges and Universities is scheduled to be at North Idaho College this week, reviewing concerns over its accreditation status.
Oh, a live look over downtown Spokane this evening, where we're starting to see some blue sky after an overcast late afternoon. What a beautiful evening. If you don't have the opportunity to get out and enjoy, I've got several more in the forecast. We made it up to 60 degrees in Spokane. That is exactly average. 61 in Coeur d'Alene, 59 degrees today was the high in Sandpoint, also in the 50s today in Pullman. We're not going to see many 50s on the map this week. On our satellite and radar, the overcast conditions again beginning to thin, starting to see some blue sky as those stratus begin to dissipate. In your Wednesday planner, we're going to start the day off down around 40 degrees, heading to a high of 68, although not quite in the 70s yet. That is still the warmest day of the season so far. 63 has been our warmest day to this point. We have a warming trend in our forecast. Here are 4 things to know about your weather. No sign of rain until we get into next week. We'll be in the 70s by Friday, officially in Spokane. Heading into a warm, sunny weekend. Those are 3 words I haven't put together in quite a while. I'll be back with your 7-day outlook in just a few minutes, Aaron.
Sounds good. Thank you, Chris. New at 6:30, get ready for another round of construction on Monroe starting tomorrow. Only 1 lane will be open in each direction from the Monroe Street Bridge and Boone. This will last until Friday. Crews are starting to paint the dividers on the road.
A man from Montana is now in jail in Kootenai County for drug trafficking. The sheriff's office says they pulled over 28-year-old Jade Budd on I-90, saying he appeared to be driving under the influence. And this is some of what deputies found when they searched his car. You can see 2 handguns, ammunition, marijuana, and 3 ounces of meth.
A canine in Kootenai County is working without a bullet-resistant vest right now. The sheriff's office is hoping community members can help change that. Deputies have partnered with Bellingham-based Keeping Canines in Kevlar for a fundraiser. Now, this is Lukey with his handler, Robert Imthern. The vest deputies are looking to buy for Lukey costs a little over $2,800. The organization takes checks. You can also donate through PayPal. If you want to donate, just find this story. It's on KXLY.com.
New at 6:30, you might want to check your garage because more than 2 million sledgehammers are being recalled because the heads are loose potentially and can come off. The recall affects Stanley FatMax and Craftsman fiberglass sledgehammers, which are all made by Stanley Black & Decker. The Consumer Product Safety Commission advises owners of the sledgehammers to stop using them immediately and contact Stanley Black & Decker.
Most of us spend an average of 40 hours a week at work, and it can sometimes be hard to find time to care for yourself once you factor in all your other responsibilities, especially for those whose jobs offer less flexibility. CNN's Mike Valerio takes a look at the impact of the workplace on mental health and ways employees and employers can improve their psychological well-being.
Well, according to this new study from the CDC, researchers suggest that how we work as Americans simply is not working out.
Americans spend a lot of time on work.
It just permeates our entire life.
And that can take a toll, especially under tough conditions.
Working conditions can have a tremendous impact on our mental health.
A new report out Tuesday from the CDC reveals in 2021, about 1 in every 37 working adults aged 18 to 64 experienced serious psychological distress, severe enough to require treatment. The rates significantly higher for those who reported they had to work when physically ill, as well as for those who did not have access to paid sick leave. Likewise, people with late night or rotating shifts, inflexible schedules, and inconsistent pay also reported poor mental health.
People need to have a sense of agency in their lives.
Dr. Dennis Stoley of the American Psychological Association says a key reason behind the distress is a need for both predictability and flexibility.
Where people have the ability to both be able to count on fundamental things like that they're going to be able to pay their bills with their next paycheck.
His advice for employers: don't choose between economic productivity and caring for employees. The two go hand in hand.
A sense of psychological safety in a workplace increases productivity, increases innovation, increases retention, and they have a positive impact on their economic bottom line.
And in the realm of good news, the experts we spoke with did express some degree of optimism because it is such a competitive economy right now, and employers either now or down the road may have little to no choice but to cater better to their employees and their employees' sense of well-being and mental health. In Los Angeles, I'm Mike Valerio. Back to you.
The Seattle Kraken will be shorthanded for Game 5 against the Colorado Avalanche. How the team plans to adjust without one of their best players coming up in sports.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Findlay Downtown Toyota.
Are you filming?
Yep. That's a good one.
You kind of have to be able to see my feet. I'll post it.
Try rolling your wrist, dude.
And I'll put my weight on the back, especially on my outside foot.
Balance is key.
So is stick work.
Mom, I'll be out front. You should switch to sledding.
They should switch to being helpful. I'm a blocker. Good idea.
Keep your eyes up, man.
Try to keep the control on your weight going forward. Weight open.
Nice snap.
A little tap, tap. Get that power.
Russell's paying off.
Come on, hustle back. Hustle back. Come here. You go out. Next step. Center. Go. Come here. Come on.
Spokane's hottest music.
Break me for so done with you, girl. I've been popping, man, I feel just like a rock star.
Hot 96.9.
There are a lot of ways to deal with a stubborn drain. Call us at Mainstream Plumbing. Our high-definition LED camera can go where no plumber's gone before, deep inside your sewer lines to find the root of the problem. Call 866-411-ZAP.
If you haven't been to the Sweet Palace in Phillipsburg, what's taking so long? The Sweet Palace in Phillipsburg. It's the world's greatest candy store. Come see us.
Trump on trial. Next, Inside Edition. The former president sued by the advice columnist who claims he raped her almost 30 years ago in the dressing room at a famous department store. He calls her a liar. Who will the jury believe? Then, the Heimlich maneuver for dogs? How it was used to save the choking German Shepherd.
I think if your dog is choking, it's something to try.
Next, Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
Ooh, I like the look of this view. I've been watching this for the past hour, and it just keeps getting prettier and prettier. A little more sunshine, fewer clouds, some hints of blue sky. We're looking to the west-southwest over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena and the Spokane County Courthouse right now. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. Even Steven for our high and low today. 60 was our high, 39 our low, exactly average. Sunset now getting close to 8 o'clock. All signs point to spring, but boy, it hasn't felt like it this April. Here's our April high temperatures, and all of the blue temperatures are days where we had below average temperatures. There were 18 of them so far, including down in the upper 40s for highs on the second and the third, the lower 40s for highs on the second and third. The green numbers, including today, those are our only days where we were average. There were 2 days, and then above average temperatures, we only had 5 days. So it has been a cool April across the inland Northwest. We are going to double that number, I believe, by the end of the week, however, as we have some warm days ahead. We're going to be above average for the foreseeable future. Our odds to hit 70 degrees or higher are very good. Starting on Friday, 84%, 100% on Saturday, 85% on Sunday, and not very good on Wednesday and Thursday, but at least there's a chance. In terms of hitting 80, possibly. There's an 18% chance on Saturday, a 37% chance on Sunday, but I think 70s will be the case for now. The last time we were in the 70s was back on October 19th, so that's been a while. We're running little late. April 18th is the mean date for our first 70 degree or higher date. So already a week, and we'll be adding to that. The latest we've ever hit 70 degrees or higher, however, that was just last year, May 26th. Talk about a cool spring. The earliest we've ever hit 70 degrees or higher, March 9th, back in 1889. So we'll hit 70 on Friday, actually 74 on Friday, and then stay in the 70s through Sunday. System comes in late Sunday into Monday, bringing a slight chance of showers and a dip in our temperatures, but back up to 72 degrees on Tuesday. This white line right here is average, and that starts escalating more rapidly in the month of May. Temperatures for May 3rd through the 9th, above average temperatures across the inland Northwest, and at least a hint of above average precipitation. We're in that very, very light green. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. We've got a mix of sun and clouds for the next couple of days. Our high pressure not keeping all of the clouds out, but it really builds as we get into Friday and Saturday. Expect blue skies and highs above average. There's that system coming in late Sunday, bringing a 20% chance of showers Monday and Tuesday. Meanwhile, overnight lows in the 40s and even 50s through the 7-day outlook. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. Around the world tonight, after days of deadly violence, new images of U.S. Embassy staff being rescued from Sudan in a nighttime mission over the weekend. A 72-hour ceasefire brokered by the U.S. allowed thousands of people to escape the war-torn country. A U.S. official tells ABC News the Pentagon is looking at options to facilitate the evacuation of at least 16,000 American civilians and other foreigners caught between warring factions. Civilians describe frenzied efforts to flee fighting in the capital.
Our house was hit by a missile. The RSF had soldiers all over our block. They'd taken our petrol. They tried to hotwire the cars, so they ruined it. So we couldn't leave. We were stuck.
An American school teacher from Massachusetts has been forced to shelter in place with her 18-month-old daughter. Their family desperate to get them home.
To think that the two of them are in this much danger is horrific. She's telling us stories about airstrikes within a kilometer of her apartment. Her situation is becoming more dire every day.
U.S. ships now join British warships in the Red Sea as part of the growing international effort to get foreigners out of Sudan.
Here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Why not have the bath of your dreams? With Bath Planet, you can once again relax and enjoy the beauty of your new shower and bath. Our custom-built baths and showers will forever change the way your bathroom looks.
Call today for a free in-home consultation.
Spring into action and take your adventures to the next level with Northwest Motorsport. Fuel your next adventure at nwmsrocks.com/spring. Find the keys to your next adventure at Northwest Motorsport.
I just don't think STCU could handle us. We've grown a lot.
Can I be frank with you? Not just because that's my name. Now, we've upgraded our tools, team, and bring a fresh perspective.
So what's your pitch?
Slow down a bit. Growth's great, but uncontrolled growth, now that can be dangerous.
And how could growth be bad?
You ever seen a 6-foot-tall third grader sitting on Santa's lap? It's weird.
This is some sort of reverse psychology.
You can't drive 80 miles per hour down a highway that's not finished. You don't want to eat a grilled cheese.
I would have stopped at the first one.
I didn't know where I was going with that anyways.
I get your point, but I don't need STCU to help us slow down.
True, but we're happy to offer strategy and advice until you do need us. Sometimes, what's best for you doesn't boost our bottom line.
Sounds like STCU actually cares.
We do. All right, 3, 2, 1. Feel like we've had a breakthrough here today. STCU Business. Partner up.
Experience the film that started it all as a live symphony orchestra performs with the full movie on the big screen.
Second show added. Get your tickets now at ticketswest.com.
For a limited time only, get a new John Deere 1023E compact utility tractor with a 120E loader for only $199 per month. Take advantage of this exclusive offer for low monthly payments on top-of-the-line equipment that gets the job done, backed by our consistent quality customer service. Hurry in to your local Pape Machinery Ag and Turf store today to cash in on these limited time offers and get your property ready for the spring ahead. Pape keeps you moving.
Why not have the bath of your dreams? With Bath Planet, you can once again relax and enjoy the beauty of your new shower and bath. Our custom-built baths and showers will forever change the way your bathroom looks.
Call today for a free in-home consultation.
4 News Now is brought to you by Skelton's Carpet One, Lewiston.
And many are still buzzing about that Seattle Kraken game last night. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minnesome. The Kraken survived an overtime thriller against the Colorado Avalanche. A game-winning goal by Jordan Eberle gave Seattle the win. That series is now tied at 2 going back to Colorado for Game 5. But both teams will be shorthanded. Colorado's top defenseman Cale Makar will not play in Game 5. Makar has been suspended for Game 1 for this hit on Seattle forward Jared McCann. Kraken coach Dave Hackstall says McCann will be out for Game 5 in Denver and possibly longer due to the hit. This is a huge loss for Seattle. McCann is the team's top goal scorer this season.
You know, the more you play each other, the more you don't like the other team, and the more intense the battles get. So I think that's usually the case as the series goes on. And you know, when you see a guy go down like that, it's, as a teammate, it's frustrating, and you know, you want to do what you can for him.
Game 5 between the Kraken and Avalanche is at 6:30 tomorrow night from Ball Arena in Denver. One could only imagine the amount of coffee being consumed at the Seattle Seahawks headquarters right now. The front office and coaches are working around the clock to get ready for Thursday's NFL draft. This is expected to be one of the most exciting drafts in recent memory for the Seahawks. Seattle has 10 draft picks this year, including the number 5 overall pick in the first round. The Seahawks have a number of options of what they could do. Some mock drafts have Seattle selecting a top-tier defensive player. The Seahawks were near the bottom of the league in yards allowed last season. Seattle could also trade picks to move up in the draft or select a quarterback for the future. Seahawks head coach Pete Carroll says all of that will be decided closer to draft day.
The evaluation process just keeps going, you know, all the way till there's no more time left. And we're taking in everything that we can. And John's, you know, doing such an in-depth search of our own guys and, you know, their opinions and things. And those tend to, you know, shift a little bit as we get more information as it gets closer and all. So it's just ongoing. It's not over till it's over. You know, we go all the way to the very end of it.
And you can catch the NFL Draft right here on KXLY on Thursday night at 5 o'clock. Spokane Indians pitcher Gabriel Hughes has been as good as advertised this season. The former Gonzaga Bulldog had 13 strikeouts in his first 2 starts. Hughes, he ran into some trouble, though, against the Everett Aqua Sox this afternoon. Second inning is where we pick it up. Runner on second for the Aqua Sox. Walking Cabrera hits one off of Hughes' glove right into the outfield. An unlucky bounce and a run scores as the Indians trail 1-0. Hughes would settle down in the next inning. He struck out the side. He had 6 strikeouts on the day, but the wheels came off for Hughes in the 5th. Tyler Locklear gets some hang time on this one. It'll bounce off the wall. That scores a pair of runs to make it 5-0 Everett. Hughes went 4 innings and allowed 7 runs. Not his best day. So in relief comes pitcher Luis Amoroso, and Amoroso had a tough day on the mound as well. Bases loaded for Everett. Again, it's Walking Cabrera at the plate, and he gets all of this one. A grand slam for the Aqua Sox. Nothing went right for the Indians today. They lose 15-2, and the Indians will look to bounce back in Game 2 at 6:35 tomorrow night. And that'll wrap us up for sports. We'll be right back.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Next, ET, only we're backstage with the stars at CinemaCon and the big screen reunion of Denzel and Dakota.
They made me an offer I couldn't refuse.
Then, we're in Nashville with new author Miranda Lambert.
What was Brendan's reaction when you were like, honey, I'm coming up with a cookbook?
He laughs. He's like, wait a minute. I do all the cooking and cleaning. How do you have a cookbook?
Wait, what? What's going on here?
Yeah, it's funny.
Next, ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow, 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 follow the yellow brick road.
Heart-pounding design, intelligent technology, courageous performance. Discover a new world of possibilities in the Lexus RX. Never lose your edge. Is where you hang your hat, snuggle up, hide out. Home is where you're with the ones you love. Home isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. At Idaho Central Credit Union, we're proud to call our communities home. And we're here with personalized home loans to help make your home dreams come true. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe home is where you make it.
Mother's Cupboard has the lowest prices on your favorite vitamin brands, like now, 33% off every day, and Carlson, 30% off every day. And now, we also deliver in the Spokane area. If you can't make it into one of our 4 stores, we'll deliver to you, usually the same day. Only Mother's Cupboard has the highest quality supplements at the best prices and delivery to you.
Mother's Cupboard. Things that make you feel good.
Lease a new 2022 Buick Encore for just $199 a month. It's perfectly sized to handle whatever life throws at you. The Encore features premium LED lighting, game-changing cargo space, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, advanced safety technologies, and more. The Encore will get you there in comfort and style. Visit us online at GuyBuickGMC.com or come see us for a test drive. We're just off I-90 at George Guy Buick GMC, the top volume GMC Buick dealer in Washington State.
4 News Now is brought to you by STCU Business. Partner up.
Is that the angel singing? You know what? I start getting complaints, though, once we get close to 80. Isn't that funny? I mean, I'm actually one of the ones complaining.
Wait a second.
And our producer, who's in the booth for this show, Steven.
That's 79's plenty.
Yeah.
I am in the minority, I agree. But enjoy, right?
Yes, open the windows to the bedroom at night and let that cool air in. Sleeping cold. I love it.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.